Hello, and welcome to I'm Not Trying to Kill You. I'm your host, Ash. I use she, her pronouns. This is my channel, and we're playing Dungeon World, specifically Splintering Wheel Dungeon World. So that means that every week the cast changes. We're having a very special impromptu episode because we don't have... couldn't play Clique this week, so I've got 4 lovely adventurers with me who want to go out into the jungles and mostly probably, but also kind of not die. Look, that's mostly on Cammy, but Cammy is responsible for the majority of kinda but not quite dying. But let's start with Anya. Hi Anya, how you doing? Who's your character? What's your jam?
Hi, I'm Anya. I use she, her. My character is Florent, the Bard. I don't really think they have much of a jam at the moment.
That's a bad thing for a bard.
Trying not to die.
No jam? Come on.
I like the idea of like a bard searching for their jam.
Yeah, there we go.
Like an emperor searching for a groove.
Get into the slam?
Yeah.
We're good now.
Awesome, cool. Well, I'm sure we'll discover a jam for Florent during the course of play. Next up, familiar face. Hi, Alice. How you doing?
Hi, I'm well. You folks seen a lot of me. I'm doing okay. I'm gonna play a new character and stuff. That's pretty exciting. Should I talk about that now or in a second?
Yeah, let's talk about your character.
Oh, cool. I'm playing Medea Vasdelionis of the Order of the Burning Expanse. She's a paladin. She's like, yeah, that's a thing. She, if I had a picture, it's like both sides of her head are shaven except for the top. It's like slicked back and like real like blonde. She's like 6'5" in like big plate mail with a halberd. Like one shoulder pauldron is like a wolf's face with like an open mouth, and in the mouth is like a scroll that like has like a partially open and like the edict of her orders written on it so that all can see it at all times. Yeah.
That's metal as fuck.
Yeah.
Cammy, how you going?
I am awake,
Oh,
but maybe still dreaming. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Ture again, the strange space-time elf that is now at least half cowbell. Because they have a brass plate where their eyes should be, and last episode the friends put a magic rock behind the brass plate to bring her back from the dead, and so now it goes dong 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 when she moves her head.
I imagine it makes like sound like a meditation ball.
Yeah.
Cool. And finally, Carrie, hi.
Hello. My character's name is Kaltamux. Pronouns are she, her, and yeah, she's a thief, and a little bit skittish and shy, but jumps into a fight when it's to protect friends and loved ones. So yeah, and I am streaming today from inside Ash's house.
What?
Yeah. I was going to tell you before stream, but ran out of time. Yeah, sorry. I hope you don't mind.
All right. Awesome. You're very welcome. Just as long as you're not gonna like show up with like a weird mask and maybe a wobbly knife. A wobbly knife, like a sacrificial knife, but like one that you use for doing sacrifices, not a knife that you sacrifice.
If I'd thought of it, I would have brought a cup, mask and sacrificial knife, but no, I left those at home. Sorry.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Well,
Wobbly knife.
wobbly knife. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's the one. Cammy's got one. Cammy's got one to spare.
Ah, of course.
Of course, Cammy has a spare
Great.
wobbly knife.
Remind me to go get several swords. Anyways.
All right. Oh dear. Yeah, we are adventurers in the town of Beta, which currently is like doing better than it's done for a while, as far as like there aren't many like bodies in the streets or things like that. I mean, like usually the bodies are like unconscious, not dead, but still, bodies in streets is always bad. But yeah, it's a fortunes plus 0. I think someone I think we see the like jungle around Beta, and I think and like someone's like set up some starting to like make some space in amongst some trees for like plowing. I think we see oh no, I forgot the name of the broad guy from last week. What's his name? I think we see someone.
One?
Pardon?
Who are you trying to think of the name of?
There was the guy who goes and gets wood and things from the forest. Anyway, I think we see someone coming into town with like a big net full of like mangoes, and like sharing them, sharing the like bounty, while someone else I think slaughters a like it's still a pretty sickly looking goat, but like I think there's a party on today tonight. I think Old Long Johnson is like having a some kind of like birthday or celebration or something. So it's a party in honor of Old Long Johnson. So we see his huge form next to the like buildings the half rubble buildings of Beta, and the like broken cobblestones and things, and all of the like vines all about the place. And I think there's a fire in like the middle of what was once a street, and it's like now like the intersection has been turned into like into like a place of gathering. So there's like a fire pit in the middle of the intersection, and so yeah, there's this celebration going on about how old and long Old Long Johnson is. So yeah. But what do we see of the people when we meet them? Start of session move. Has anyone been doing work on long-term projects around town? Because we haven't seen Caltamox or Florent for a little while. So if they were they might have been working on some of the things around town, perhaps. I don't know. What's the feeling?
Yeah, perhaps. I'm just trying to think of. Sorry, I'm a couple of sessions behind, so I'm just checking what we've got. I think Caltamox would want to be helping with the apothecary, because it'd be very useful for her to have one in town.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing to help with the construction of the apothecary?
So what does it need to be set up? Like,
there's been a lot of
do
like
we have
collection.
A building, or?
Yeah, the building needs some work. There's been a lot of collection of like helpful materials and things. It could use cleaning, like the building could use cleaning and things like that. There's lots of stuff that could be helpful for it.
Okay, well, yeah, Caltamox will clean up the building, and and just sort of try to get things in order, and pile up any rubbish sort of out the front of it, things like that.
Cool.
Sort of try to make it a clear and easy space to work in.
I like the idea of nervous Caltamox being like, there's broken glass there, and like, and being like, that's a safety risk. Let's not have that there. Oh dear. Is anyone helping you out with this?
I don't know. Does anyone want to help out with this?
I mean, if you're working on improving parts of the town, like Medea is very much willing to offer her aid.
Yeah, cool. I like the idea of because like Medea would definitely be valuable in this task in like being the person you can just load up with all of the dangerous things and then dispose of them. So
Yep.
yeah, cool. All right, well then, yeah, let's see you roll 2d6 and you can re-roll one of them. You don't need to add anything to either.
Okay. That's a 7.
Do you want to re-roll the 2? It might bring it down to a 6, which would be a failure, but that's a 1 in 6 chance of it being worse.
It is, but the chance of getting higher is what, like 2 in 6? Like, getting into the next bracket.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, I don't feel that it's worth the risk.
Yep, sure.
Don't tell me the odds.
If you're lending a hand and you get a 7 to 9, you can choose one. You make headway, but the going is tough and it takes its toll. You mark 1 progress towards the improvement, but you gain a debility. Or the project is delayed due to disturbances in town. The GM will give you 1 reliable rumor.
Okay. Sorry. What was that second one again?
The second one is the project is delayed due to disturbances in town. The GM will give you 1 reliable rumor.
Okay. I think I'll go for the first one and take a debility.
Sure. Then what debility? So yeah, we advance the apothecary, which gets it up to 3, which is like, wow, good job us. What is it about this that, like, do you get grumpy? Do you get like exhausted? What's the deal?
I think I get weakened.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get a bit worn out. Like, perhaps I didn't stretch properly beforehand. Yeah, and just or didn't eat properly beforehand is probably the better. Just didn't take good care of myself while doing the work.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Well, that's good. Good job, team. We've got half of the apothecary finished. I'm super impressed. Did Florent want to do any work around town, or do we want to move straight on to gathering rumors?
Yeah, I thought that Florent would probably be working on getting the farm set up.
Yeah, that's a great idea. What does that look like? How are you working on that one?
It was probably more along the lines of whoever was actually trying to get the farm set up noticed Florent like just like sleeping in the space they needed to clear and put them to work.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Do you want to see if anyone helps, or do you want to just go it alone?
I mean, I'll take the help.
Does anyone want to help out? Because like, there is the risk of. Actually, that's a good point. Because you helped Medea, you also have to mark a debility.
Fuck. This is my response to that.
Yeah. So that's the risk, right? Of helping.
Yeah. No, it's fair.
I'm sorry.
That's
I should have
okay.
re-rolled.
Well, like you could have made it worse, and then you'd both have a debility, and you'd have lost fortunes.
If that were the case, I would have been like, "Do you want to do the thing that doesn't have a debility then, rather than give us 2?" But that is okay. I just don't know what that'll be now.
Just try and make camp early, and then you can clear one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really solid way.
Okay, I'll think on what that is because I'm not sure yet.
I mean, you could be grumpy at me for not taking care of myself.
That's a really like.
Is that a debility?
Yeah, grumpy is it? Sorry, debilities in the document are debilities: weakened, -1 on going to
Oh,
strength.
I see.
Grumpy, -1 on going to charisma. Shaky, -1 on going to constitution. Muddled, -1 on going to intelligence. Sluggish, -1 on going to dex. And distracted, -1 on going to wisdom.
Oh, yeah. No, we're doing sluggish.
Yeah.
It's just she's not super quick anyways. She walks like a tank, right? It's slow, deliberate, constant, unending sort of thing. And so it's just like that sort of increases.
Yeah, cool, excellent. Cool. All right.
Ture could help clear farmland by just putting the trees somewhere else.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing you could do if you want to help out. Cool,
Yes.
awesome. All right, well then you get to roll 2d6 and then re-roll one, Anya.
Okay. Okay. Oh boy.
Do you want to re-roll one of those?
Yes.
Okay.
Good call.
We'll re-roll the 1.
That's still a 4. You both gained a debility, and we reduce fortunes by 1. What goes so horribly wrong in like the clearing of the trees and the?
Like drops
Yeah, I was gonna say.
the trees on people.
Yeah, it's got to be something to do with like weird space-time bendy bullshit. Where it's like, oh no, and like you totally splice a tree into like someone's like. Into someone's goat, right? And there's like this for like a full couple of minutes. There's a goat like bleating horribly as it like tries to get out of a tree and slowly like just falls apart.
That was the goat that they slaughtered for the stew.
Yes, and then they were like,
Or
okay, well
whatever
we'll use this for the
Yeah.
for the party. Yeah, nice.
Everyone loves getting a few splinters in their lips when they're eating stew.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they didn't use that part of the goat.
I mean, it's bound to happen at least a little bit accidentally, though,
Probably.
right? Like someone at least gets one in their tongue. It's a mess.
Yep. All right. Well, did anyone want to do any rumor gathering, or do we want to head straight out of town?
We have a lot of rumors.
We do have a lot of
honestly.
rumors. You can, and the thing is, one of the things you can do is be like, "Hey, I want to chase up and get more details on a rumor." So that's the thing, and like sometimes it might be like you have all the details I can give you, but yeah. But if there's a thing that you all want to go out and hit up, we can make quick progress towards.
Visit the sad old elf again.
Oh god, no, I hope not. That elf is fucked.
He's just a necromancer. Well, no,
I mean-
not even that. It's just a lich.
I would classify him closer to a revenant, actually. But that's semantics. What are some other? There was a giant at one point that was interesting. We should probably at some point figure out what is actually happening in that canyon now. Like, probably shouldn't just let that happen. Any
Yeah,
suggestions?
there's like the night sky is still lit up by the flames from the purple and cyan. If you want rumors and things, there's a thing called rules and journals in the handouts. In the journal thing, and that has a link to both the rules document and the journal document, which has rumors in it. So yeah.
That was not there the last time I played.
No, I added it this morning.
I would like to gather rumors about
Well of Eels, maybe.
sorry,
I'm
place.
yeah.
Which place?
A new place.
A new place,
I would
yeah.
like to find
Mm-hmm.
maybe a large new temple or something
Mm-hmm.
to one or all of the wardens,
Yeah, cool.
because my meta knowledge of the universe tells me that was a really fucking cool place last time we had one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that sounds cool. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you getting help looking for these rumors, or are you spending coin?
I would appreciate not getting help, because if I fail, I get XP and then I can level up.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, let's do that. So you're not spending coin either, are you?
Do magic rocks count as coin?
No.
Then no.
Seven to
What are
9.
you?
Let's have a look and see what I can give you. There, past the swamp, like the town that you know of as like this, there's like the swamp is like the edge of the swamp. Where the swamp meets the mountains, there is a large, great complex of many huge buildings of chrome and glass and all sorts, and like steel and marble and all of these sorts of things. And no one in Beta has seen it, but they know that there are stories of it. And I think like maybe someone knows, like someone in Beta had seen it, but that person has since been like eaten by a lion or something. But like, yeah, there are definitely like stories of this thing at the edge of the swamp and the mountains. But no one knows what it's for.
That sounds radical.
I think it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we have to go through the town swamp, then some more swamp, and then the mountains, then to like the edge of the mountains.
Yeah, you'd have to travel a fair way to get there, but there's something like quite. Yeah, I don't think you've seen the mountains yet, so, like, that's the kind of distance we're talking. I mean, if you, I will tell you that it is more than 3 progress from town.
Do we want to make a perilous journey and focus on progress rather than quirky encounters where we kill things?
Sure.
Yeah. Yep.
One thing that I like, yeah, one thing is like the better you get at mapping, the better you get at like traveling to places faster.
So if we progress towards the thing and map it as we go, then yeah.
Yep.
What
direction is it? Because we always lack a cardinal direction.
Yeah, and I don't give you cardinal directions when doing this because that's a specific thing about the way that I've designed this version. But you know the direction of the swamp.
How are we supposed to draw player maps if we don't have cardinal direction?
The intention here is that you should be you start working out and placing things on your own map and try and like try and be like, oh wait, no, that must be further away or closer or in a different direction based on your like.
Well, I always assumed the swamp was kind of south.
That seems so. Let's go with that. So if that's the case, then it is southish.
I enjoy how we're finally going to a swamp biome and we don't have the swamp child.
I mean, yeah, yeah. Is that where we're going? Is that the plan? We're going to try and like make our way in that direction?
Sure.
Cool. Awesome.
Full of stories and civilization and whatever thieves want.
Yeah.
Money, riches.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. Did anyone else want to do any more rumor gathering before we head out, or are we just going to sit out and look for weird big cities, weird big temple complexes?
No, connecting this place to another piece of civilization seems like a noble goal. Sure.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right then.
I would like to do my thing where I find out that I tell the future about where we're going.
Yeah, cool. All right, let's do that.
So I am casting a spell with the what's it called?
With
The the aligned foci of foretell destiny and call across space.
Yeah, cool. Excellent. What do you want to happen as a result? Like, what should it look like if you're successful?
I think for this first part, we just need +1 forward venturing out.
Yeah, cool. All right. So, in which case, I think... on a 12, you...
I will just take the -1 intelligence for now.
Mm-hmm.
We're literally all debilitated, so we might want to like just rest immediately anyways.
I think you... What's the word I'm looking for? I think you see someone... Because the thing about this spell is that it's always possible futures, right? Like, and I'm assuming you're looking for like potential like danger or riches or things.
Well, I'm looking for the like most efficient path through the.
Yeah. In which case, I think you see the most efficient path, and then think you see Medea wading knee deep through reedy water, and then just disappear down into it, and like it just goes like really quickly. The ripples disappear, and I think while you were doing that, I think the reeds also have like blue bell-shaped flowers on them as well.
Okay, so I'll keep a lookout for those.
Hmm.
Wait, I'm blind.
Yeah, right. Like, I like the
would-
fact that when you see things, it's only seeing things through like weird mystical vision.
I think I would instruct Medea to be on the lookout for these things, or deep swamps and bluebells.
I think she just like... How tall are you, just so I know?
Like 6 foot-ish.
Alright, not respectable.
Respectable height.
I think she'll just like nod at you and be like, I'll keep you safe.
No, we need to keep you safe.
Trust me, I can take care of myself, little one.
Shall we progress then?
All right,
with
who's
this
leading?
set?
Who's leading this this adventure out into the potentially deadly swamps?
Go on, big, strong.
I'm talking shit, sure.
You're not.
Yeah,
You're not
I
at the
was
swamp
gonna
yet.
say,
So, are we just using our rumors to try and like get to the city, or are we like trying to find a stop along the way, or?
Yeah, I think it's like we just want to like a spot to camp along the way that is safe, because we want to camp.
So do you want to just like?
immediately.
So you're looking for a safe camping spot on the way to.
Yes,
in
correct.
which case it's only going to take you 1 progress to find a safe camping spot on the way, especially because the swamp isn't till the swamp itself isn't till the next day's like the next march's distance. So yeah, so you have vagaries and gossip to guide you. You haven't been there before,
No.
and you don't have a map, so it's just
And you
+1.
have +1 forward.
And you have +1, so you roll 2d6 +1.
Do vagaries and gossip also get +1, or is that just a flat?
So yeah,
0?
so vagaries and gossip is +1, and
+1 forward.
Yep.
So 2.
So you've got +2 on the d6. Yeah. Nicely done.
Wow.
Awesome. So yeah,
Medea carves a path.
yeah. So yeah, you undertake a perilous journey, and so yeah, down this way. I think you're heading through the area where there's where it's a lot of like willows and like a lot of ivy and things. I think there's a bunch of vines that I'm trying to remember the name. Necklace of something. Necklace of beads plant. Is that a thing? String of pearls. I think there are these things that are like a string of pearls, like vine, but I think they're like much larger and like what's the word, like rubberier. There's a lot of thick leaved plants down here as well. And then I think you find a place in the shade of one of these like big willow trees, where the leaves and the like falling fronds create like a nice shady like, what's the word I'm looking for? Curtain, like around the camp space. And it's large. I think the tree has signs of like having been used as a campsite before. There are like carvings in the tree, and I think it's like embedded into the tree is like a little metal tube, for like hollow metal tube that would have been like the base for a, what's what I want, like a cafe umbrella. Do you know what I mean when I say that? So like yeah, it's like the base for a cafe umbrella has been like embedded into this thing. So if you wanted to like if you had such a thing, you could mount it in this tree. But yeah, and I think there's like there's like stones set up for like a little fire pit and everything. But yeah. And it's nice and early in the day, so you don't have to like rush to make camp.
My new goal is to make a cafe out of this camp spot.
That sounds lovely. I think you should do
No,
that.
yeah, like I said, civilization. What's more civilized than bringing a Starbucks out here?
Gentrification.
Sorry, I had to.
I am a paladin of gentrification.
Sorry.
It's early in the day. Can we keep going? Do we want to keep going?
I mean,
we're all debilitated.
It's
the
early afternoon, and I wanna point out that the make camp move has been adjusted. If everyone consumes a ration, you take +1 on the make camp roll. If you've got plenty of time and energy left in the day, you take another +1.
Yeah, like I think just camping now to get rid of all of these freaking debilitations is a good call. So
like that, the intention there is that like, yeah, it's a if you've only done one move or one travel instead of 2 is the intention there. It sounds like Medea is also the person like leading the camp and like doing the setup for that.
Yeah, seems about right.
Cool. Is everyone consuming a ration?
I don't have to again.
Really?
So with the paladin, my 2 invulnerabilities, or like 2 bonds or boons rather, are invulnerable to curses and freedom from hunger, thirst, and sleep.
Rad. Wow. Now we have to talk about your like requirements for that quest,
yes.
Don't we?
Also, I did want to actually get your permission on invulnerable to curses. Like that's a somewhat broad thing.
Oh, considering we're going past the bog wizard.
Yeah, I mean, like if the rules, it's Dungeon World. If it says invulnerable to curses, that's fine.
It says invulnerable to blank, and then it just gives a bunch of examples.
Right,
Curses was just one I came up with.
Because
I didn't want to do like
invulnerable to hexes.
Yeah, this is the thing. I think I want to drill down onto that.
Yeah, exactly.
As to what we think curses mean.
So,
does
mostly
that mean,
it's...
I like the idea that it's invulnerability to like people placing a bad spell on you, like a hex or a curse or something, and but I don't think that would, for instance, prevent if you were to encounter a Medusa, I don't think like being.
Oh
turned to
no,
stone would
no!
be-
I'm not invulnerable to like petrification or like being slowed by magic or something. It's more like I can't be cursed with bad luck for eternity,
Yeah,
or
no, I
like
think that's
being
fine.
turned into a frog.
Yeah, and I think that's fine. Yeah.
Mostly how I'm picturing it is sort of my
If it's something a
goddess.
witch would do to you,
Yeah,
is the
pretty
way
much.
that is the way that I'm kind of like framing that fictionally.
Invulnerable to witches.
We 100% know that Alice is not that. So
No, that is no. Blah. Anyways, my warden is Avio, the Kiln Mother, and like part of her domains are bloody conquest. So how I pictured the boon being invulnerable to curses and not having to sleep, rest, or eat is that she has given me the ability to never have to stop the conquest.
Yeah, you can just keep marching forward
Forever. Yeah.
Yeah. So this makes you like it's really interesting because this makes you very much like a paladin of like the later form of AVO, right? Like the AVO as like if we look at like AVO as a character, right? That her mythological story, she gets more grumpy and angry and bloodthirsty as she turns into like an older woman deity from being like a young and happy like that like. She's the Kiln Mother in that, like, she starts off as being this, like, very crafty sorts of thing, and then it slowly just becomes, like, war goddess.
Oh yeah,
the
I'm
end.
100% part of the war goddess thing. Like I said, she's, like, the epitome... If you can picture, like, Bellona, like, the Greek goddess, she's pretty much the personification of her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my character.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, so what are the possible things for, like, the requirements?
So, the, what are they called? The vows I must keep are honor, meaning forbidding me from, like, cowardly tactics and tricks. Temperance, forbidden from, like, gluttony, like, essentially food, drink, pleasures of the flesh. Piety, holy stuff. Valor, forbidden from suffering an evil creature to live. Truth, I can't lie, and hospitality. Required comfort to those in need no matter who they are.
Honor and valor.
Fair enough. Both of them, nice. Are they attached to different ones? Or is it just both must be obeyed to keep up both?
I think both for both, I think.
Okay, so no cowardly tactics, cool, and suffering no evil creature to live, also good. Yeah. Fucking classic paladin.
Actually, you know what I'll do? No, you don't have. I will tie them because I can see an obvious tie there. Because I think suffering an evil creature to live is not suffering an evil creature to live is tied to not needing to eat, drink, or sleep. But the immunity to hexes is totally linked to not doing cowardly tactics because hexes are cowardly tactics.
Nope, totally get it.
So, listen, chat. If your best friend is evil and you've taken that thing, you either break your oath or you murder your best friend. Like that's the way it goes.
Yep.
If you don't want to find out that your best friend is evil, don't use the "what here is evil" when they're around.
Just really, the "what here is evil" tag is if you were always blind to what is evil, you can never be punished for it because you didn't know. So just don't question anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just live in the lie.
So what does it look like as you make camp then, Medea?
Oh, in what way? Like
what I mean, like around camp. I mean, this is, I guess, addressed to everyone. Mm-hmm. What is setting up camp like? Should we roll the dice and then see what that looks like?
Yeah, that seems like a cool call.
Cool. So yeah, you've got +2 on this because you've left time to do camping, and you've everyone except you has consumed a ration.
7.
7 means that everyone gets one action. Unless someone was helping you, I don't know.
I mean, if anyone wishes to help, I think like I can describe it a little bit, and then someone can decide if they want to help or not. I think for the most part, it's like clearing out underbrush and things. Like it's almost very classically like clearing out a lot of things that aren't like civilized, like making sure it's a nice livable space type deal with and then like patrolling very briefly to make sure that we're actually clear, starting the fire, things like that. And then she'll like lean against that tree and just sort of watch everyone make camp because she doesn't actually need to like make a bedroll or anything.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Well, does anyone want to help with that, or do we want to just take to 7 and take our actions?
I'm kind of happy just accepting that.
Cool. Sounds good. I mean, yeah. I mean, everyone gets an action, and I'm not gonna like hit you with a random encounter while you're sleeping. So
cool.
What does a 10 plus give us?
It gives you two camp actions.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
So instead of all of us clearing a debilitation and just doing that, we could clear the debilitation and then do something else. Which I don't really like.
What are you consuming to clear your debility?
Oh, I have a dungeon kit or whatever it's called, adventuring kit.
Adventuring gear.
So, yeah.
Just going to use one of those. What? So using one of those uses. What is it? What is it? What's in your adventuring kit that is helpful to clearing your?
Ooh, I'm sluggish right now.
Yeah.
So I think it's
You don't want to know how they make dungeon coffee.
Let's say dungeon coffee is not quality coffee.
They always say that the best dungeon coffee is made by kobolds, but no one knows how.
I think they're like something called like fire salts or something that like paladins of my order tend to keep with them, but like literally just takes these little like they look essentially like little burning embers and just snorts them.
Oh my gosh.
And then she like her eyes go red for a second and then she just slowly sits back on the tree.
Cool. Awesome. What's everyone else up to?
Well, yeah. I'm gonna use a use of my adventuring gear as well to get a well. I'm not entirely sure what to use it with, but
what debility are you clearing? A debility? Is that the plan?
Yeah. So
which debility are you clearing?
I had weakened, so I mean, I might just
You need an iced coffee edge.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Neither do I.
Actually, can we come back to me in a minute?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll have a think of it. Yeah.
I had the distracted ability. Am I able to meditate on my arcane focus?
If you want to clear a debility, you have to like consume a resource of some kind. But like that is a thing. Like if there's here's a fun thing. Do you still have those stones in your
Yes.
Yeah. I think they're still glowing with some of that like weird energy, right? Like remember how I said they had the lines running through them? Let's say that they've got 3 uses. And you can use one of the uses of like stored stone battery energy to meditate on and like clear your debility. Does that seem fair?
That seems fair. So Ture sits down in a meditative position and takes these stones out of her robe, and they start spinning around her and like making energy kind of coalesce near her, I guess.
I like the idea that if you were to like go near, you'd hear all the sounds of the meditation balls as she like tilts her head with the spinning. Yeah. That's cool. All right, so mark off one use of like stored. So I mean, like to avoid beating around the bush, these are lodestones. And so like so mark off one use of like stored lodestone energy. And 3 use and like lodestones that can hold up to 3 energy are 1 weight. Cool. All right. Hey, Florent. I think Florent's the one that's like, this is the thing for if you had an umbrella with you.
Yeah, and I think Florent, like I said before, is going to make some dungeon coffee out of
Yeah.
their adventuring gear. Actually, no, sorry, adventurers coffee
Adventurer's coffee.
out of
Yeah.
their adventuring gear.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
It's
Excellent.
just like a slightly different amount of like whatever powdered milk substitute they put in it, but you know.
Yeah. I like the idea that it's like that like you have this like powdered milk substitute, and it's that thing of like no one is ever like powdered milk substitute is a thing that is in like a lot of these like dungeon rations, but no one knows what milk it was powdered from. It's like this could be any kind of milk. Great. So is that, are you clearing a debility as well?
Milk. Yeah, I'm clearing oh, which one did I take? The intelligence one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Muddled.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Clearing muddled.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, yeah. Carrie, did you, Caltamox, did you have an idea of like what you wanted to? Did you want to also partake in dungeon coffee?
Yeah, that might actually be the way to go. Yeah, I'll do that as well.
Awesome. Cool.
Oh,
So, yeah,
and actually,
you
I
can,
mean,
like-
I might have an idea of like how to make it, like, you know, with being raised by a kobold and everything. I might have some ideas on how to
might
make
have
it better or something.
some of the secrets of how to make true.
Florent starts
true
making
dungeon
adventurers coffee, and you're like, no. We're making dungeon coffee.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah.
And we end up with a hybrid kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, and like one of you is like, this is too bitter, and the other is like, this is too sweet, or whatever. Like,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
But like, gosh darn, it has some kick to it. You're like, make and like, I like the idea that like Caltamox is just like goes off to sleep for the evening, and like Florence is there being like, this is more than I expected.
Yeah, like it's kind of uncanny that Caltamox can just fall asleep right after drinking coffee. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like the idea that it's like kobolds like make dungeon coffee as like a nighttime drink.
Yeah. Yep.
It settles the nerves.
To bring them down from their usually manic state.
Yeah. Coffee brings
It's
them
an
down.
overflow error.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that thing where you're like, ah! All right, cool. So yeah, I think the night passes, and like, yeah, there's the sound of like there's so many frog sounds, and like the whining of mosquitoes and different kinds of like bugs and things, but it's all coming from like towards the swamp. It's not there are enough mosquitoes that in the swamp that the whine like carries all the way to like where you're at. But yeah, other than the sound, the night is quite peaceful. Whoever wakes up first, I think, spots.
I don't sleep.
Oh, you don't sleep? Okay, of course you don't. So yeah,
I don't spot.
yeah, you don't spot. Okay, good point. So yeah, Medea, while you're like sitting there waiting for people to wake up, like dawn arises, and I think a caterpillar-like thing snuffles into like through the curtain of the willow, and like tries to make its way towards Florent, towards the pot that had made the coffee next to Florent last night, and like
How big is it?
The size of a large cat. This caterpillar, and it's making like a snuffling sound, like a like as if it's sniffing out the coffee smell.
You see, I mean, like if
It's furry, very furry.
Okay, so caterpillars are adorable, and I wish you could just like move it along. But like, I can't. It's not who Medea is. She just fucking stabs the thing.
Cool. Yeah. It makes like a weird slurping whine as it writhes on the end of your halberd and then like goes still. And I think as soon as it's like dead, like the fur starts dropping off of it.
Yeah, she just like uses the halberd almost like a broom and just like scoots it out of the camp. Just like, ew. Just get the fuck out.
Yeah, it just leaves like a trail of jelly on the ground.
Yep. Just nope. Not dealing with it. Fuck that shit.
But yeah, I think the sound of like the squelchy whine is probably like everyone's alarm clock.
Squeech.
Squelch is the right term. Yep, good job. That's the correct onomatopoeia.
Poor caterpillar.
I know, I really like caterpillars, but just no, Medea doesn't put up with anything that's not people.
Invasion.
Yeah, essentially. She's not a good person.
But is she evil?
Lawful, so yes.
Capitalism.
So yeah, what does morning look like?
I think Ture sleeps the way she meditates. Like, so differentiating between whether or not she's awake is tricky because she's like just sitting and she doesn't open her eyes. I think as Ture wakes up and everyone else shuffles around to get ready to move on, she will do her fortune telling again and quantum tunneling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay, possible.
I would take the -1 again just because I want us to get there.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I think possible futures of like your path from here include a kobold village in the treetops where they have a huge supply of like salted of like smoked eel. Not like of like individual eels, not like one big eel.
Oh.
Yeah, no. And like probably like frogs and other swamp creatures. They've got like this big bounty of smoked meats.
I think Ture will question Medea about what constitutes civilization in that there's kobolds with a village making produce.
Oh, I think she'll like, that is an excellent question. And like, we'll sit down and like show you her shoulder with like the scroll. And like, there's
Flowchart.
essentially, no, I think there's like, I think there's probably like an actual thing that talks about what a civilization is. And it's anything working to like beat back the darkness that is the wilderness surrounding them. And like create a bastion for themselves is considered a civilization by her order. So in that sense, I believe she would consider them a civilization, yes.
So as long as they're not isolationist, which they may
Oh,
have,
yeah.
because a previous adventuring party stabbed their god, I think we'll be okay.
I mean, even like isolationists are still a civilization. It's just she would try to make them not be, because that doesn't work for her.
It's more whether or not they're going to turn us into salted fish.
Oh yeah, yeah, pretty much. But yeah, like if I think she's like, if you ever have a question about my order, she just like points to her shoulder. I have the answers.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm really enjoying Space Marine Lady. Like
a psycho?
Yeah, she's cool as
gentrification.
Yeah, Space Marine of gentrification. I'm a fan.
She's pretty much a Warhammer 40k character.
I love it. I'm about it.
In a fantasy setting, doesn't that make her a Warhammer fantasy character?
Well, no.
No. Those
like,
are two different things.
All right. So yeah, what's Turi has like seen a possible future for the party. What happens next? Do you all like just head out, or do you need any other preparations? Who's leading the party? Blah 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 blah.
Caltamox doesn't need to do any preparations, so I mean, if everyone else is ready to head out.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are we heading for?
Well, today we're heading across the swamp, right?
Yeah, you'll be setting out into the swamp pretty quickly.
Yeah. Can we see, like, I think you were saying that we couldn't see the mountains yet?
No, yeah, you can't see the mountains from here still. Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Yep.
Well, just, continue, I guess, in the direction we started in.
Cool. Sounds like
I think
Caltamox is
heading
leading.
in the-
Pardon?
I think heading in the direction of the smoked eel sounds pretty good.
It sounds like Caltamox is the one leading the party, and it sounds like you have vagaries and rumors, but I don't think you've been there or have a map. So it's +1 on your, and it's +2 because if you're trying to find your way to the smoked eel.
Okay, so that's 2d6 plus 2?
Yep.
That's a 9.
Cool. Do you want assistance from anyone, or you don't want to risk going down? But like at the same time, like so 2d6 plus 9. So sorry.
We actually
a 9
can't fall below 7. So
Yeah. All right.
Is anyone helping? Is the question?
Yeah. Would anyone like to help? Okay.
Yeah, I think Florin is like probably kind of taking up the back, although I think Medea is probably not letting Florin take up the back.
I see you, Kemi. You can stop.
And Florin is like yelling, like, "No, I think the smoked eel is over there. I think I can smell it."
Yeah, awesome, cool. All right.
Okay, I'll re-roll the 3.
See how that would both help and hinder.
Okay, so that brings us up to 11.
Cool. So yeah, I think you make your way past the bluebells that like make like small tinkling sounds, then like try to like attract you into the like slightly deeper water, because they're so pleasant and nice. And like and I feel like the sound of them tinkling immediately like warns Turi to be like, nope, don't. And yeah, you make your way past, and eventually you see the big trees that make up the kobold village, where there are these big trees growing out of the swamp, out of the shallow water, or sometimes not so shallow water. And then there are platforms and like little walled houses and things all above, all up in the trees. And yeah, I think you spot this village from a distance, because Turi is like, we're near to my vision. You know, you get that like that spidey sense, and you're like, oh, like cleverly hidden amongst the foliage is this network of platforms and like little tree houses and things and little warehouses and frames. Alice, you're muted.
I feel like it's almost like she can feel timelines overlapping with each other. And
yeah.
Like
very
converging. That's super cool.
Very Muad'Dib. Very Paul Atreides.
But yeah, I'm just gonna walk straight in, like halberd in hand, like in one hand using it almost like a staff with the blade pointed up, and I'm just marching.
Yeah, a hail of arrows like flies towards you out of the tree.
Fucking come on, kobolds! I was gonna try and talk to you and be like, all right, fuck it. Okay, question. I have a question for you. Do kobolds understand like English? Would any of them?
Common? Yes, they do.
cool.
They have their own language that they use to speak amongst themselves sometimes, but they definitely speak common.
I would like to just let the arrows hit me and use rule of law, or I am the law, rather. Like, I'm not gonna fucking flinch.
Uh-huh. What is I am the law? What's the trigger for I am the law?
When you give an NPC an order based on your divine authority.
So what's the order that you give?
So I like see the arrows coming towards me, and I like slam the halberd on the ground, and there's like a bout of fire from where it hits the ground, and you can see like the eyes of the wolf on my shoulder like become red and fiery, and like the writing on the actual scroll like looks like essentially like the writing on the One Ring sort of deal. And she's just like how does she put it? And how do I pronounce the goddess's name again?
Avio?
Avia?
Avio.
Avio. I think she's just like, I am a paladin of Evio. If you do not wish to die, you will come and speak to me as a civilization. And just like does that several more times. I think she does it like every time an arrow hits her. It's just like emphasis. But yeah, how damage, do whatever. I don't care.
Okay, I mean, I'm gonna go with like a d6 plus 5.
Defy
Sure.
danger with Constitution.
Yeah, defy danger with Constitution first, I think, is what sounds like what you're doing.
Cool. When you defy danger using your footing to your advantage, or sure footing to your advantage, take +1. Does that count?
100% it works.
Cool. Add +1 to that, so that's a 10.
Yeah, awesome. Then you just take a d6.
Cool. 1d6. I take 0 damage.
You take 0 damage.
Wow.
And so when you give someone a divine order, you roll plus wisdom?
Charisma.
Charisma? Roll it.
10.
Heck,
Jesus
what do they
Christ.
have to do? They have to do one of 3 things.
You take +1 forward against them. Let me go back, scrolling up. When you give them an order on a 7 rise, they choose 1. No, it just says on a 10 up, take +1 against them. It doesn't actually say. It's only on a 7 to 9 they choose 1.
Okay, let me double check that because I'm gonna find the paladin move and just I wanna
That's perfectly
read the
fine.
text for
Make
myself.
sure I'm not reading it wrong.
Yep. One thing you can do is in the information, if you go to the compendium in the thing,
Mm-hmm.
you can actually drag the full move in.
Oh yeah.
And so and then it'll give you like the full text when you roll it. I am the law. On a 7 to 9, they choose 1. On a 10 plus, you also take +1 forward against them. So they choose 1. All right.
Oh, also. Okay, I didn't see the also. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, a kobold in a fancy headdress and like weird breastplate, like pauldron. Headdress and breastplate pauldron decorated with like fish bones and coins with holes drilled in them, being used as beads. Makes it. I think he's lowered on like a little kobold powered elevator.
It's adorable.
And like steps forward and is addresses you and is like, we have very little patience for outsiders, big one.
I have very little patience for arrows sticking out of my armor. And she breaks one off.
This is our territory. We have marked it clearly with bluebells and traps.
As speaker from one civilization to another, I wish to address you. Step off your platform and speak to me.
And he steps off his platform. He comes up to about your thigh. He's like, I am Moroktan of the kobolds of the swamp. I am backed by over a dozen archers and by a great and powerful angel who is whom we are tasked with protecting and serving.
I am Medea Vastilionis of the Burning Expanse. Esovivos, or Evo, whatever. I don't know. I'll get it eventually. I also have three companions behind me, and like motions for them to walk forward if they haven't already, and is like,
So Caltamox isn't there.
fair.
Yeah. Because like her first instinct was to
Not walk.
to hide and watch from a distance to see what happens. Like
Fair.
so yeah, she's found a place to hide.
Yeah, that's cool. All right.
Two.
But yes. Where's the name of Morthaman? So they say we have Morthaman, a powerful angel. I just want to give you the name of the angel that they serve. And yeah, his name is Moroktan. He says, what business do you have with us? The last of your kind that entered here attempted to assault our god.
I do not speak for those who came before.
I think Florent probably like cuts you off, Medea, and is like, my business at least is smoked fish.
I mean, yeah, he's like, oh yes. Have you tried? And he's like, we have very special kind of catfish here, very very tasty. And yeah, like he's like, wait, no, this isn't how this was supposed to go. Yeah.
I wish to negotiate safe passage and potentially trade between our two civilizations.
Yeah. I think it's like, this may be acceptable to us, but we have been betrayed before. What are your terms?
What are her terms? Shit. I know them exactly.
Wait. Is there a place that we leave our stuff in between adventures? Or is it always on us?
I mean, like, you might have a house, but I don't imagine there's, like, a storage locker.
Yeah, so the thing is, if you want to be able to store things in town without having them be always on your person, you would need to build a thing in town.
I'm just wondering, because I'm still carrying that one weight of gems.
Oh my gosh, yep.
I mean, yeah. Don't tell them that yet. Don't, maybe. I mean, I think Medea's terms are pretty easy. Like for her goddess, the terms would be simple. You help us construct a road between between Beta, between Beta and this place, so that all may travel freely.
They're like, I think he like looks down at the water that comes up to his waist.
Yeah,
and is like, kobolds of the swamp have learned that all roads cannot survive the swamp. We will help. We will place markers that will help keep people from becoming lost and maybe consumed by the bog wizard.
This is acceptable for now. Until we.
Yeah, and I think he says, your people may meet with us on the borders of our lands, but not enter.
Let me check something. What are moves I can do here to like change their mind?
I mean, you could try parlaying if you have a leverage. That's a thing you could do.
What is something they need or want aside from your gems that I don't you have?
I could try parlaying.
Sure. I didn't know if you want to offer gems or not, though.
I mean, if you want to offer gems in return for like large amounts of smoked fish, you don't even have to roll parlay. I mean, you might want to roll parlay to get a better deal, to get more fish.
If you offer to, like, this is the first trade of many of fish for shinies and or produce from the drylands.
So the leverage being this trade agreement being beneficial for both parties. Would that be sufficient?
If you're making this into one check where you exchange gems for fish, then yes, that would be leverage for getting a better thing.
You cool with that?
We can't do anything with the gems otherwise.
There is actually nothing to spend them on in town. This is true.
That is fair. Gems for fish it is.
Yeah. How much gems do you have? Does it say how many coin it's worth, or?
You said like 500. Well, like,
Or
or
is
like
it 500?
a single gem's worth 50. Like a
I-
single like
No,
a
I think
weight
you
of
said
gems.
a weight of gems was 50 coin.
No,
Yeah,
that
no,
doesn't
weight of
seem
gem
right.
is one weight of gems is worth about 500.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
then I put it in as 50 and not 500.
Yeah.
Oh no, the value box just doesn't go
Doesn't go
far.
that big. Yeah. So I mean, like, there's like, do you want to put that as like mark off the that you've used like one of 5 uses you've
Yeah,
used?
do I just want to give it uses?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can like, divide it up.
is Florent doing the parlay, or am I?
I think Florent is.
It sounds like Florent is. Like, it sounds like you've been like putting down the orders, and then Florent is like, "Hey, maybe we can sweeten this." Like, you're bad cop. It sounds like Florent is good cop.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Do I get a plus to it?
You're
Or-
rolling plus charisma. But it
Okay,
sounds
yeah.
like Medea is helping, so you have a help.
Okay. Okay.
I know, I freaking love Medea already.
I love
Hey!
Medea and Florent as like a good cop, bad cop team. That's amazing. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so they say, I think they're like, they agree that like if you will do trade and they'll build like things, people are welcome to like come to their town as long as they follow the law.
Yeah,
So like,
laws Medea can do.
yeah, I think the only thing that would be like tricky about that is that there is like a every like X number of days. I don't think week makes sense reasonably to them, but like there is a certain thing where like there are certain days that are like worship days, and so like you shouldn't be doing you shouldn't be doing trade or like it's a Sabbath, right? Like there is a day that you only do the bidding of Mothraman,
Every
Morthaman.
16th day.
Yeah, like it's some weird random number. I think it's not like every X days. It's like when such and such happens, like when the moon is in a phase or something.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, this doesn't
When the moon hits her eye.
Yeah. So like so the people coming into town can come into town as long as they're willing to obey kobold law.
Yep, I will personally execute people who do not. So, you know.
Yeah, they're like, executions. This is excellent.
We just give the kobolds an executioner.
Yep. So if you are using up a use of gems, you can take. How much does a use of rations weigh? How much does rations weigh? Let me look.
Like, they weigh
General-
1 weight. 5 uses weigh was 1 weight.
Yeah. So like, I think you can probably take as much for that much. I think that for that much gems, I think they will give you as much. Here's the deal: as much smoked fish and things in rations as one person can carry. Right? So like, you can give things to your friends so that you can carry more if you want.
Yeah.
But it's one person may come and take as much as they wish from our larders. Because this is how they
I
deal
can
in
carry
things,
a lot
right?
of fish, so.
This is how they deal in things. They deal with how much can... They usually deal in how much can a kobold carry, but like...
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, she can pick it up then.
Tan is like, like he's fine with that. That seems reasonable to him. Like these gems will be a great sacrifice to Morthaman. So
I have like things on and stuff, but I'm just looking at my load just for the fun of it to see, like, if I wanted to go in there without my halberd or armor, how much fish could I carry? 12 plus 16. So yeah, you know, that's a lot of fish. That's fucking 28 like load worth of fish. Not going to do that. But still, it's a lot of
I
fish.
think load is just the modifier, not the stat.
No,
No,
like
no.
the last time I asked that, it was
Yeah, no. The load is how much you can carry, and like total and weight is how much you are carrying. Is how it's
Yeah, it's like max load is actually it's 12 plus my actual strength stat. Like I asked the same thing with hit points because that's like a number plus your con.
Let me find it for because it is tricky. I'm gonna double check it. Paladin. Alignment gear. No, your load is 12 plus your strength mod because it's STR, not strength.
Oh, so that makes zero fucking sense to me, but noted.
Yeah. So anytime it says STR, it means the strength mod. Anytime it says the whole word strength, it's
Okay. That is. I would have just preferred strength modifier in the text. But
yeah,
okay.
no. Earlier in the text, it does like lay that out as like how it does it. But yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, still that's
You should have
that's
heaps. You're a
14,
paladin.
so. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyways, that worked out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think like one person is allowed in, which is obviously, Medea, is allowed in to like collect their trade. But let's take a break there because we're pretty overdue for one. So let's take a break and we'll be back in a few minutes. And we will venture forth from Kobold Town. Back shortly.